What's up, YouTube? This your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And today we have to talk about 5-star high school recruit, McDonald's All-American, Darius Bazley, who decommitted from Syracuse University to join the NBA's G League, deciding not to go to the NCAA. We're going to talk about whether that's a good idea and why wouldn't he just go to the JBA? Why not? So let's go. Alright, so first we're going to watch this quick video from ESPN's The Jump. You've got Michelle Beadle, Shelburne, Ramona, and then Tracy McGrady, and they're going to give their opinions. We're going to hear from some information about this from them, and then I'll share with my opinion, and we'll kind of talk about it. And realistically, I don't understand this one, but I want to hear what you all got to say, so let's get into this video.
Darius Bazley, let's talk about this. The 9th rated recruit in the class of 2018, according to ESPN.com. He has decommitted from Syracuse, sorry Dave McMenamin, to play in the G League. This is super interesting because this is really one of the first big time top 10 guys. And he told Yahoo Sports, quote, "Ultimately playing pro ball has always been my dream. This is what's going to put me one step closer to doing so." He also called this a life-changing decision that he put a lot of thought into. All right, come at me on the G League, Tracy. I know how you feel.
I mean, I don't like it. I think if you're going to pursue a pro career, G League is not the way to go. I mean, if it's financially is why he's making this move, I can't see it any other way. Why not go across seas and make more money? You're not making that much money in the G League, and you might actually end up playing a couple seasons down in the G League. You know, so I don't like the move. I think it was bad advice. I would rather see him go to college, play at. How do you pass up Syracuse to go to the G League?
Well, look, college is where you brand yourself now. College, on that stage, especially as a one-and-done guy, you get to the tournament, that's where people start to know your name. Down in the G League, you're playing with grown men who are trying to make a name probably off you now, because you're the 5-star guy.
Right.
The salary in the G League is about $75,000.
Yep.
Look, I'm not you go to college for essentially one semester. I don't know that translates to $75,000, but in terms of the branding,
depends on what college you're going to. You can get $75 grand to go to certain colleges.
Well, the Stanford collar right there.
I'm not saying the tuition. I'm just saying.
Okay, but let's see the shoe deal. Let's see the shoe deal before, because I didn't like it at first, and then I was like, ooh, what if he signs a big shoe deal right off the bat?
All right, so that's enough of that video. So they said a couple of things there that I want to address. So first of all, Tracy McGrady is not a fan of this, right? Which is kind of crazy because he went to the NBA straight out of high school, so you would think that he would definitely be supporting a young baller who's doing the same thing. Now, there is a big difference between going to the NBA straight out of high school and playing on a team like McGrady did, and then going to the G League. All right, there was some misconceptions that they spoke about there, where she said that you can make $75,000 a year in the G League. That's not true. Let me see, I got these numbers here. So this is 2016-2017 season, but it's relatively the same. The maximum contract that you can get from playing in the G League is $26,000, and I want to say the minimum is around $19,000. Now, within the last season, they added a two-way contract, so you could be a player who gets paid to play in the G League, but then you also bounce back and forth through NBA's affiliate team. Some of the other ways that folks make money off of the G League is if you get invited to training camp with an NBA team, you may get a salary for just being in training camp. So here's a list of the 2016-2017 G League players who were invited to an NBA training camp, and what you see is a lot of the players who had just got drafted and big name players of that around that time, they got a little bit extra money in order to go into training camp, as opposed to some players who maybe you see Alex Caruso, who was with the Lakers, he only $50,000 for being in training camp, where while you see Gary Payton II, who was in the G League with the Lakers, made over $500,000. So a lot of times, to me, that just reads off names. You got Marcus Page, you got your boy Yogi Ferrell, Troy Williams, Indiana guys. And so they're making a little bit of money from the G League, but your typical player won't make that same amount of money. This guy, Darius Bazley, because he is not eligible to actually play in the NBA, I don't think that he would be able to be invited into a training camp. So he would be relegated to that 26,000 to 19,000. I would assume that because he's a 5-star recruit and that probably would be good for business, he'd probably make that 26,000. Now, where I'm a little bit baffled is when it comes to the JBA. I don't know if you remember this, but when it was first announced, they I'm not sure if these numbers are 100% correct, but I think the numbers were between 3,000 and 10,000 for top-rated players. Now, where I feel like the issue here is that that was announced before all of these FBI investigations and things came up. And then if you go to the JBA website, let me see if I can find it real quick. Trial information. They do have some. Here you got, you know what I'm saying, due to the NCAA probe. So I could imagine that maybe, and I don't know this for sure, if this dude here is not, I don't understand why he wouldn't want to go ahead and, because you basically, by the numbers that were quoted from that you could make in the JBA, he'd make more money playing in the JBA as a 5-star recruit. But maybe he is not eligible to be in the JBA because of some NCAA potential involvement, which actually may be part of the reason why he's decided not to go to Syracuse in the first place. So to me, that's the thing. I think too, a lot of folks who talk about this, they caution this because of the fact that when you go into the G League, you're playing against grown men who are hungry and they all want to spy and it's dog eat dog down there and everybody's got their own agenda. And I feel like that's kind of what Tracy McGrady and Ramona is kind of talking about there. But obviously, if you're a competitor, that is not going to make you shy away. Now, I do think also the edge to the JBA is if this dude came to the JBA, he'd be playing with folks around his own age, and then so his talent would be able to be on display a little bit more. Also, Tracy McGrady says, I don't know why you wouldn't just go overseas and make that money, which to me is a little bit crazy because when your boy Jello and Melo went overseas, there was a lot of folks who came with the same argument of these are grown people, but why would you go do that? So that whole so I don't understand why he is promoting the overseas thing. But another thing that I think is cool and kind of to his point as far as opportunity goes is that they do have the international season happening within the JBA. So if this dude here, 5-star recruit, you assume that he would be one of the players selected to go and travel the world and play in these big baller brand international tournament games, which I'm not sure, but I can imagine that would he'd probably get paid a little bit extra to do. If you're making $30,000 for the season, then you traveling the world playing in these international games, which would give you a exposure to these big time international teams. So if you were looking to get a payday, if you were going to be, let's say if he wasn't going to get drafted the next year, you know what I mean, you could go ahead and holler at a team like Zalgiris, who got a $7 million budget and who's paying players decent money in order to play on their team. So that's one thing. Now, I will say I think this is interesting that this came out just days after my dog Andre Ingram for the Los Angeles Lakers, 32-year-old rookie, made his debut and he lit up the Rockets for 19 points. I want to say he didn't miss in the first half, right? So now, in this video, I wanted to talk about that JBA and this dude Darius Bazley and why, I think that the JBA would be a smart move for him to do. But also, all of this stuff really is about the opportunity, right? It's about the chance to continue to play the game. This dude played in the G League for 10 years, 10 long years. And I'm not even sure that the money was at the same level the entire 10 years. What we've seen as far as the actual NBA has been doing is the salary cap and the money that they're paying has been increasing. So I could imagine that the G League money has been slowly increasing too. So 10 years ago, no telling where it was at. But I love all of this stuff, man, because I think it's about opportunity. But for me, I think that if you're a young dude and you're coming out of high school right now, the opportunity and the best situation to be in would potentially be this JBA. Because not only are you getting the opportunity to play some high-level basketball, travel city to city, you're also getting the opportunity to work with folks like Ed O'Bannon, LeVar Ball, Earl Watson, and really become a professional. Things that you would definitely get from the G League, but like your boy Tracy McGrady and them and everybody's talking about, it's dog eat dog down there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference between being a player like, let's say, Caruso or Thomas Bryant, who is playing with the Lakers, but they just coming down to the G League to get just to get some burn and then bouncing back up, to being the dude who is like, this is my only, like my man here, Ingram, who was down in the G League for 10 years fighting for this shot right here. Shooting 40 to, I'm going to say he shot 50% from three last year, 48% this year, and then got the call up in the 10th and the second to last game. So you got dudes like that down there who 32 years old, still fighting for a shot. So when you're a 19-year-old, if he wide open, he got to let that thing go, because he got to get his points up to get to the next level. So I can see how you wouldn't want to compete with that. Whereas with the JBA, you'd be on a team where you and everybody is kind of working together to kind of further the purpose. You know what I'm saying? If there's some type of playoff or some type of championship, you want to be able to do that. The JBA league is supposed to go from, I want to say, June to August, and so you want to extend the season as much as you can. So that's what I think, man. I'm interested to know what you all think, and do you think that this dude is making a good choice by, first of all, decommitting and giving up his scholarship to chase his professional dream so early? And then also, do you think he's making a good choice by going to the G League instead of going overseas or going to the JBA? I want to hear what y'all think, man. Let me know down in the comments, you know what I'm saying? And let's talk about this thing a little bit. Here we go. What's up, man? So let's check this out here. What's up? Who we got here? Richard Leon. What's up, eh? Sports Inside Angle. What's up, man? You was on last time. Nah, bro. Let's see. Carlos Narira. Y'all know I can't. These names, man, they kill me. Let me pull it down here, man. I always have it here anyway. So let's see. Sabi AB, always awesome content, the main source, in fact only source for BBB and all things ball. You are the best, keep bringing it, man. Hey, I'm like I said before, I'm about to start cranking it up, man, and I got some. If your girl only knew, I got some things, man, down the pipeline. So y'all stick with your boy, man. We finna get this thing back right. But what y'all think, man? I got a couple of y'all on here right now. I wanted to give y'all a shout out because I know we rocking pretty late. But let me know what y'all think and what this dude Darius Bazley should do. I wanted to do this video real quick and hop on and hop off of here. But man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's your main man, AB the Hero. I'm out. Peace.